But all right, what do I want to be? What do I want to be when I'm 40, 45? Do I want to be a fat barroom blues guitar playing fucking, stamp 'em out Greenwich Village guy, or do I want to at least, have a shot at some kind of sanity? So that's probably why. Just to try and be a little better. This is like crunch time. We're like crunch time now. Got to record on Saturday, and it almost fell through, and the studio wasn't ready, and then a buddy of mine hooked me up with this really good studio, so now we're a go again. But that's a little bit of drama. That'll like transfer to some ticket sales, record sale. But we have a little bit of drama now, right, Sid?
What's that?
We had like a last minute studio cancellation, but then we got one again. And
Did you tell me you were moving?
oh no, I didn't.
There's also other stuff going on.
Whatever you do, don't tell me.
You were referring to when you said the drama.
Where are you moving?
I'm moving to Maine.
Moving close by.
Huh?
Close by.
Maine.
Maine.
It's literally, as far as Amtrak is concerned, the farthest point that you could travel in the United States.
Even Fairbanks?
Well, yeah, in the continent. Yeah. Is that,
In
that would still be
the
continental?
real U.S.
Yeah.
What prompted the move?
My wife got a job teaching, and we've been trying to get out of Los Angeles from like the day we got here 7 years ago. But yeah, I'm so done with LA. I mean, really, it's the only thing of any kind of real substance or whatever is well, two things: an easy job and this band. I mean, other than that, it's kind of like I was over LA 6 months after I got here.
I've been here. Really, I figured it out. I got here. I started college in '87. I've been here almost 20 years.
Been here 13 years.
13 years you've been here then?
I've been 10 years here in this house. 10 years.
Yeah, that's pretty frightening.
We were talking about this morning. We're looking to get out of here at some point.
Where do you want to go,
Excited.
Sid? Where do you want to relocate?
Thinking about Northern California, like Mendocino. Acting is pretty much, dried up to the point of almost oblivion, and music is.
That could be good for your music career, though.
What, going up north?
No, just no longer an actor.
Yeah. Why? It's actually the thing that's helped me.
Because now you can pay for albums.
Well, I'm not talking about practicality, but
Yeah.
image.
Oh, nobody knows me as an actor.
Yes.
I'll be back in 5 minutes.
God dang it. Quiet with the door.
Leave me alone, Jim.
Quiet with the door.
Leave me alone.
I'll babysit.
Leave me alone, Jim.
So Sid Hillman goes to Mendocino. Why Mendocino?
Which, I don't know, actually. Just Northern California. Thinking about it.
Look for a small town.
Yeah. I like LA as far as big cities go. I just don't think I would want to be in a big city necessarily, so probably in the next year or so. It really is up to the printing press kind of thing. If that takes off, then not takes off, but if we can eke out a sustenance, then we can relocate somewhere. Because then I'm only tied here for acting and the quartet, and Jack's leaving. No, we were pretty much gonna shut it down anyway. So, but the thing is I was thinking is just like there's just no. Let's say this record comes out, and then we get a tour. It doesn't matter that you're in Maine, really.
No.
Because then it's just like, okay, well,
I'm going to be unemployed.
Well, but either you're employed there or you're employed here, and it's really like, okay, we're going on tour. Can you go? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and drank your whiskey, but it left me undrunk. I climb with a serpent to see what I've done. I rose past the roses, bloom brighter than the sun. I wished up some wishes, I thought you'd begun. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and. God damn.
What the fuck is that?
No. I was watching
Little
Mike
too
for
late.
timing and I was just like, what?
A little too late.
I remember you. Oh, then a sprinkle of rain, the faint darkness ahead. Faint darkness ahead. The winds from northern. Forgot now the sunlight. I'm still crawling away. The light it will shine, will shine, will shine. And the fountain there rose all I could see, childlike offering.
And I'd like to get a little crazier. More crazier is where it's.
More crazy, right?
More crazy.
What'd you think, Tom?
It's good, man. How'd you think it went?
Well, considering it's all new material, you know, flesh some things out, I guess. We're all kind of stiff, I suppose.
Why, are you living in Pasadena now? Okay. Well, let me know. Hey, are you out of here, Dad? Huh? Alright. Can I help you? Hey, great show. Thank you. Thank you.
Quickly, thoughts on the night?
Glad it's over, man.
Yeah?
Yeah. I think we did okay. It was good to play some of the songs, but just didn't want to play the show, I think, at the end of the day. So I was happy to finish up, man.
I locked it in the car, actually.
Actually, I'm going to pull the car right up here. Think about that.
You daredevil.
That's how lazy I am.
Oh, you lazy daredevil.
Thoughts on the night?
Huh?
Thoughts on the night?
A little slow.
Yeah?
Not like a rehearsal. We've been having a good time at practice. So, better luck next time. And more people is always good. But there's no one at the rehearsal studio, so
Yeah.
there goes that theory.
There you go.
First time out with these songs, so not so bad.
Was it the first time out?
With these songs, yeah.
It's it's a matter of him keeping me in the band, you know, is that he supplies me with coffee on demand and a jug of water. And it's worked out pretty good because he makes good coffee. That's pretty much the only reason why I'm still in the band, is the fact that he brews his own beans. He roasts his own beans. And occasionally he'll scramble his own eggs if he has to. So that's worked out pretty good. So this is a real guitar. It's a 56 Les Paul Special. And this is Sid's fake guitar, which is a 93 Les Paul Special. But it's a fake one. Mine's the real one. Mahogany.
It is light.
It's very
I thought
light.
you were kidding.
That's because it's got, it sounds good.
Do I have to be nerdy and play it out here like you? I need to have something recourse.
I think just by default, however you play it would be nerdy to some extent.
I asked him.
Sorry, the camera and all.
I asked him what it was like, and he said it's just exactly like yours, but cool.
How did you feel about that last show?
Well, it was all new material
Mm-hmm.
that we'd never played live. And, I mean, I think we've kind of gotten to the point where almost any show in Los Angeles is a pain in the ass on so many levels, just because, especially after Sid and my experience in Europe, where they actually are like into the music and treat you well and are glad you're there, and it was just, you knew it was coming, but when we got there it was eye-opening to be back into that kind of just oblivion, the rock and roll oblivion of America, where either if you're not really packing them in, you basically are just, you're fighting it the whole way. So I think on that level, I knew kind of what we were getting into. So, and then we, got pushed back. We went on late and all that. But I thought we pulled it off pretty good, all things considered. The stage volumes were all over the place, so we couldn't really hear each other and all that. But it was, it was cool. It was good to play.
Shows that are special circumstance shows, and then I go, okay, well, because it's just this special circumstance, I'll do it. And then every time I regret it. And then the next time I go, well, this is going to be different because, last time we were opening, this booking agent called me from New York and said, I heard of you guys from this musician here, and I've got this band that I booked called the Silos. We want you guys to open. And I said, great, because I would do that, if it's a one-band thing. We open for the band, that's fine. And so I said, great, that's excellent, it's here, and it's a perfect circumstance. So he's like, okay, it's all set, just call the venue and get it all set up. So I call the venue, and she doesn't call me back, and then I call her, and she spent 5 minutes telling me why email is really the best way to get in touch with her. And all I was just wanted to find out is just sort of load in time and the kind of logistics of it all. So she explains to me why email is the better way to go. And then I finally get an email from her saying that we're second on. And so I said, well, that's odd because we're supposed to be opening. So I emailed her back and I said, second on, I don't get it. And then she emails back that we're second of 4 bands. So I just thought, here we go. Again, half-hour set. And so I called the booking agent. I said, I'm sorry, thank you very much for thinking of us, but I just don't want to do the show. And he said, well, he was really nice. And I don't think it was his fault at all. But he said, I really want you guys to do the show. And I said, a half-hour set's just not even worth our time anyway. And he said, well, don't promote it at all. Just show up and play. And I want you to meet the Silos. And I said, okay, well, maybe, I'll think about it. And then the first band dropped out, so they didn't replace them. And so they gave us a 45-minute set at the end. And we ended up doing it. And that wasn't that bad. That show wasn't.
That was a good show.
That was kind of fun. And there was people there, actually.
That was actually.
It turned out to be kind of fun. But it was
also
still just the lead up, though, was just the same thing. I got that gut thing in my stomach. As soon as I contacted the venue, I got that knot in my stomach because I just thought this is going to be crap again. What's that?
My volume was off.
Gotcha. Here we go.
Listen.
That's pretty fucking good. You want to hear that back?
I guess, yeah.
See, I was digging that one.
The ending is good. It sounds okay. He's like, I guess.
I was like, yeah, that's it. He's like, I just find that there's so much more movement in that solo than the ones before.
Tom?
I'm good.
Pomegranate?
Oh, it's pomegranate?
Pomegranate grapefruit.
Yeah.
Dude, What Love Was took as long as that did.
Dude, you had that totally written.
And that song was fucking hard to play, man.
I know. I mean, I can imagine. Since I didn't.
Okay, you lost your turn.
Which cue are you using?
I don't know.
Any other general thoughts about the band? Sort of Jack moving to Maine. What that means for the band. What that means for Sid.
Well, you know, it's always harder when guys get older and start having families and babies and stuff like that. It's a lot harder to kind of maintain the rock and roll aesthetic of, you know, 4 guys in a van. You know, hopefully we can make this the biggest quartet record so far.
And what sort of audience are you targeting with the kind of music that these guys make?
You know, the sort of the AAA world, not the kids, not the oldsters, you know, probably the, 20 to 45-year-olds, essentially. You know, there is a big audience for roots-based music in this country, but it's a little hard to capture sometimes because it's pretty spread out. A lot of American artists who traffic in the roots music world these days do much better in Europe because it's much, it's less compartmentalized.
You feel good about the tour that he did with Jack recently?
It was a really good way of kind of setting himself up for the future. I mean, in Europe, you got to pay your dues, you got to go there, you got to play shows, you got to do a slow build. So he's going back again in a couple of months, and hopefully that will be at least a 1 or 2 year thing for a long time, and he'll build an audience there, and a good audience there, and a loyal audience there. So, again, regardless of what happens here, he could always have something going on in Europe as well.
It's gonna be easy now.
Well, have a good interview.
All right, we'll see you guys.
See you, Michael. Thanks.
About the manager?
Yeah, what are your thoughts on the band, the future, today, tomorrow?
Today, I didn't think it was going to take this long to get set up.
How do you feel about everything sort of winding down with the band?
I feel like it's winding down more than some people are willing to admit. How's that?
What do you mean by that?
I'm thinking that I just hope it can be marketed, let's put it that way, that if someone can sink their teeth into a couple of tunes and get them on the radio here or in Europe or whatever, that would be a good thing. And if that doesn't happen, then I don't see much else happening with this record than happened with any other records. But that kind of doesn't matter to me because I'm sort of in it for the company and the musical experience, which both are great. But it's a tough nut to crack, I think, what we're trying to do. I remember even years ago, I ran into an old guitar player from a band I used to be in, and he's like, "Oh, Sid Hillman Quartet, you guys got a lot of indie cred," which is true, and which almost is inversely proportional to sort of success, broadly defined. So, I don't know. Being well respected by our peers, is that good?
What's the matter? Does it matter to you? What's the most important thing to you?
About this band?
Mm-hmm.
having this record sound as good as it feels in practice. Recently we've been having really great band moments where we're all just sweating and smiling at the end of a song, and that is, I think, something that's, I don't want to say new, but it's definitely realized more often and more fully with this group of tunes than it has been. I think, I don't know, Mike and I are playing better than we ever have together. And I think that's happening on these tunes. I feel much less restricted. I mean, Sid describes it as, we've been playing together for so long, and the parts that we choose and sort of write for the songs are, right in line with his vision. But to me, I just feel like we're really gelling. I think Jack is just an amazing guitar player. And that's kind of a great loss. To me, I don't see how it's, unless something happens commercially. So it's all like on the manager now. I think we'll do fine. If the recording comes out well, the manager can get something rolling, then we could convene for a tour or something. That'd be awesome. But it's kind of on the marketing end, I think, at this point.
It's going all right.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Are you happy with everything so far?
It's coming together. It always starts out, you have no idea.
You didn't want to do drums
it's going to
first?
be. Oh, you know what?
Let's do drum first.
Okay. All right. Let's set up for Mike's drums, and we're going to do Cloudless Afternoon, which is on another reel. Yeah. Anyhow, so I started hearing stuff finally, and I think I'm very happy with it. So, because it's at first you just never know, and now it's kind of starting to come together. So we're really almost done. After today, I may have a little bit of acoustic guitar left to do, and I have one vocal to do, but we're about 80%, 85% done. 87. We're 87% done.
87.50.
87.5e. So, but tiring, breakneck, and.
So you don't want to mic that up like you just want to put 147.
I just want to try one microphone. I just want to see how it sounds.
Okay.
For Cloudless Afternoon.
Yeah. Okay.
But I guess behind him.
What's that?
I guess behind him if you want to try that, but
I'll try from the front.
Okay, just like away though, I really
Yeah.
want it roomy. Keep the click in the final mix. You coming in?
You liked it.
Yeah, good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to play. It sounds like we all got off on the click a little bit.
Yeah, I mean Jim's bass is purposefully a little lazy, and I think it was just fucking you up. And that's what I was worried about, because I don't know if you could hear the U, so playing with the click it was like...
It sounds much better now with just that kick.
You make it
being right
solid.
where it needs to be, yeah.
The basics. 1, 2, 3, and...
Winter's broken, it's a promise again. I woke up to it.
Sad. I'm very sad to have Jack be gone. And started to hit me today. That was the only thing I started to realize, the finality of him going, and but he got to come tonight and have dinner and with us and stuff. So, but it was very sad to see him go. Were you sad to see Jack go, Jim?
Yes.
Yes. Fuck. I'm sad. I guess.
Piano, right?
What?
Piano's done on all the songs.
Piano's done.
It was sad.
Huh?
I got to know Jack, I think, a little bit better than ever, I think, in just these last couple of weeks.
Oh yeah.
It's a nice guy, that Jack.
I spent that time with him every day, and I
Oh, yeah.
still really like him. So that was that. I figure that's always the testament to people if you spend tons of time with them. Like we survived tour.
Yep.
You and I. And we still.
We survived
We like
tour.
each other. I'm saying you and I.
Yeah, it's true.
Mike, you and I.
Yeah,
Survived.
one of us didn't survive to it, and then came Jack.
It just goes to show you. But anyhow.
I'm broken, it's a promise again. As I travel home for good away.
That's fucking part of the record.
Away.
was just, I don't know. It's just like a bummer, and he's such a great player. And it was very nice playing with Jack, wasn't it?
It was
Having him in the band, it was like those
Consummate
rehearsals were so fun, huh?
He's a consummate professional.
Yeah.
Playing wise.
But also just great. I know, but that was just great. We all clicked. He's gonna say, "I want to do it again."
Think so? Good, man. It'll help with kind of like the same thing like Seven was doing earlier. If you, yeah, I think part of it was right.
You want offbeats in it?
I just want.
I can follow the guitar.
Not necessarily.
Yeah.
Not as much.
Yeah, I've seen. There was a band not too long ago. They were here for about a month and a half. They had a $500 a day food budget.
That just pisses me off. It's just so ridiculous. It's just so ridiculous.
I made sure.
I bet.
Getting sounds is tiring.
Dude, you were beating on that thing forever.
Distorted. Really?
Songwriting wise, I don't think my songwriting matches anybody that I listen to, but I clearly I love Frank Black and the Pixies, and the Pixies are my favorite band, and Frank Black is probably my favorite songwriter. Vic Chestnut. There's another guy I just love, and Tom Waits and Elvis Costello, and I don't know, that was my background and what I grew up with. I loved ska, like when I was in high school and stuff, like the English beat. I still listen to the English beat. Guys like Frank Black, who I just hear and I just go, God, I mean, he's just so free in the way that he creates, and so not bound to any sort of structural rules or anything like that. And I love listening to stuff like that, because it just turns me on so much. I like the rule, not even rule breaking, just like not even paying attention to them in the first place, you know.
I like the Violent Femmes. That's the only band that I like.
And the Smiths.
And I love the Smiths.
Yeah, I like the
Yeah,
Smiths.
the Smiths.
Yeah,
The Smiths do
are great.
rule. I don't know. What do I like? All those classic rock bands. I love Black Sabbath.
You want to get that on camera?
Right? Janetta, come on over here. I want to show you some of my computer.
What's the scoop? We almost playing music?
Nope.
Nope. Box. Pussies. What are you doing?
We've just been writing and rehearsing for this album with not really we gigged once or twice in the last however many months. So you're so immersed in it that I don't really have a sense of, it's not like we're playing live a lot, so I know how the band sounds and all that. It's just, and then two of us will show up to rehearse and the other two won't, so it's been kind of a little bit chaotic. So I think we've been doing a lot of good work, so it should sound good, but it's definitely something that's almost being pieced together. And then of course I'm leaving at the end of the month, which is just completely in keep with how this whole project being getting the album together has come about, which is just kind of like, okay, there are 2 of us here, let's do what we can with 2. There's 3 of us here, let's do it. Okay, well, Jack's leaving, we got to get the rest of the album done. We got to record it really quickly instead of just kind of kicking quickly. I don't really know how I feel about it. I think, we're all playing some pretty interesting parts, and I think it should be a very good, if nothing else, it'll be a good example of where we're at as a band. You know what I mean? Just the energy of the band, the people's lives and all that. I think this album will, and probably as the other ones have, it will be a really good indicator of what was going on with the band. And what that exactly means, I don't know.
T! Good to see you.
The whole crew in there?
Oh yeah.
Holy cow!
Hey Sid. How are you? Good. Good to see you. Say hi to the fam. They came over to drop me off.
Flossie!
Okay. Pointing, just set it pointing out something. Cowboy. No. I like the 70s pants better. Yeah. Right? Girls look hot. Gauchos. Culottes, is there a difference? No.
There are no roads out of Los Angeles. The inroads all converge to one. Cause we all are the dream of one. We all are the seeking one. We all are the one who will say we have one. And then we will have one.
Beer? Yep.
Well, I think we were way off on that chorus.
Well, in there, one. A. We didn't. B flat, we're kind of.
Were we somewhere in
on?
the-
G, we know the G.
And we're getting ready to play. First show in 14 years. It's been great rehearsing with the guys. We kind of fell into a groove. I don't have any idea how the show's going to be, but yeah, it's great to be with them. And regardless of how the show goes, it's totally worth doing this and putting the album out. And
I can't believe 14 years has gone by since we recorded the damn thing, and so it's out. It's in the world, and that's, I think, for me, that's the most important thing.
Hi, everybody. Welcome. Short story is I turned 50 in December, and I said to myself, for my birthday gift to myself, I wanted to call the band and see if they get together for a show, and they did. And it's been a real treat being down here again and rehearsing with them, and so we'll just get rolling. So hope this, let's do it. So 14 years ago was when we played our last show, and there was a guy shooting a documentary on us, and he never finished it, but about 7 or 8 years ago I called him and I said, hey, do you still have that footage that you never did anything with? And he said yes, and so we set it up. And so I've been cutting a documentary, which has really been a fascinating experience for me to be watching this footage from 2005, and you have so many fond memories, and most of it, like 99%, is so good and amazing, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. But in this documentary, you see the 1% also, which is pretty amazing, of just us seeing the end of our time in Los Angeles and the recording process. And the last show we played is on this footage, and all of us after the show were like, glad that's over. Like it just kind of took us down, and so it makes it that much more fun to come here again and play with this same guys 14 years later. We rehearsed for the first time on Thursday and just came and we got through the set. Like, it was amazing. We're all just kind of here and doing the whole thing. But in that documentary, we're making what was to be our last album, called Roundabout Way, and it never, I did trying to get labels, and couldn't get any bites, and it just sat in my safe, frankly, and as if anybody was going to try to steal it, and so it sat in my safe for about 14 years, and I kept saying, I gotta put the record out. So that this happened was my impetus to get this done. It was all done, all mastered, but my brilliant wife Lisa is a graphic designer, so we of course left it 14 years, and then we leave it to the last minute. So she designs the album, and we've been doing some printing, as we printed these hand-done, numbered 250, and we got it, and it's done. So it's amazing if you guys are interested in it. But anyway, neither here nor there, but this is a song from that. It's called Whiskey. And I think most people here probably haven't heard any of these songs, because that last show we played at Tangier in Hollywood just burned through because we were going in the studio the next day. I don't think there was anybody really there. It was just a practice show for us, so these are kind of new live. So anyway, this one's called Whiskey. Here we go. I drank your whiskey, but it left me undrunk.
Angeles. The inroads all converge to one. So we all are the dreaming one. We all are the seeking one. We all are the one who will say we have won. And then we will have won. There are no stars in Los Angeles. They all mix and blend into one. Except for the precious one. Except for the priceless one. Except for the pretty faced one who can bend. And they will have one.
14-year-old album, and
Not what you did.
it was one of the songs. It wasn't the title of the record, and Lisa, my wife, actually said you should name that the record because it kind of describes how we ended up where we're going. We're sort of a roundabout way, never a straight line with a quartet, as it should be.
Yes.
Thank you for coming to the show.
It was my sincere and absolute pleasure.
It was pretty fun, right? You had a good time?
We did have a good time.
We had a good time.
We got through all the songs with a few curveballs.
Everyone liked it.
That's a perfect response. That's like the lighting was good.
The lighting was good. I had fun. That's what I say. I had fun.
It was super fun.
Look,
we fucked up sometimes. I don't know, how many...
I don't think people care about that.
I don't think so either. The energy was good. We had fun.
Yeah, everyone was very impressed at the fact that we
got through the songs.
Oh, how good it sounded after so long and all that.
I know, and there was energy. Like it was the fuck ups, but the energy was there because I wasn't worried about.
When fucked up, it was pretty bad. But
that was my
fuck
cool.
up
Really bad.
When did you fuck up?
In Tucson, you didn't hear it?
Oh,
You know what
you went to the big part before.
And I justified it by continuing to fuck up.
And I'm tired of being observing and roaming. I can't keep on running out. I'm tired of pressing down. Pressing down. I wanted what you think you want when I was a much younger man. I wanted what you think you want when I was a much younger man. I've long since moved to here on the outskirts.
Yeah?
play? Or a little piece of it? I'll play a little piece of it.
When you sleep, sleep unbroken sleep, fall to a place where all is sweet, slowly drifting there. And when you dream, dream of simple things, dream of the dreams of kings and queens, dream of found things. And your sweet way, so silent and safe, I hope I will always be what you want me to be. And when you wake, wake to a sky that is almost blue, to wishes that always come true, so sadness will not look on you. And your sweet way, so silent and safe, I hope I will always be what you want me to be.